Take my breasts away. Take my breasts away. Come on. Okay, that's two. And there's one. That must mean that you're being completely misused because you're the other one, aren't you? That sucks. Who decides this shit? The whole bag, this whole fucking thing for that. Ah, you probably can't read it, it's fine. Anyway, so let's talk about cryptocurrency. I know you don't want to talk about cryptocurrency. No one wants to talk about cryptocurrency, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So there's a new one, and my friend was like, did you hear about this new one? Keep it on the DL. And then everyone found out because Tom's Hardware did a piece on it. Anyway, it's called Chia. Chia. I won't link it. Boss, you don't have to link it. In fact, it's mid-May, and I'm sure this is coming out in like late June. So either I'm rich or it doesn't fucking matter because too many people are involved now. But other than like, it's made by the same guy who did BitTorrent. So I have an invested interest because BitTorrent has brought me more anime, porn, movies, and joy, music than anything else is BitTorrent. So I got to give it to the man. And they developed one, this is going to require scissors, that doesn't require you to have immediate, like they've seen all the problems with other cryptocurrencies where it's like, well, obviously conglomerates in China and they start stealing all the fucking GPUs and everything. So this is CPU only run. So literally you can't like smash a goddamn, wow, that's a lot. And a screwdriver too. You can't smash, you know, a billion fucking silicon chips into it to become the richest Bitcoin owner. To have Chia, what you do is you generate a 101 gig file and then you store it somewhere. And then you generate another 101 gig file and then you store it somewhere and you generate another 101 gig file and then you store it somewhere. So really, it's a storage war and not a processing war. Because you could generate one, even I have my little fucking Lenovo i5 one back there generating them. The problem is, here's the crux of the situation. Because it takes like, to make the 101 gig file, you need like 400 gigs of free space, which is fine. Most people have at least 400 gigs of free space somewhere. But then you need to store as many of these 101 gig files as you can. That's your currency. That's a physical, you own it, you possess it. It isn't some wallet code locked out there. You have to actually support it. And the reason for that is it's better for the environment. Instead of just burning, you generate and store. At some point, you're gonna run out of hard drive space. So it just becomes a storage thing, which storage can sit inert and not use generation of power, which makes a lot more sense for an environmental way. That makes more sense. Wow. This is really nice. We're going to go over what this is in a second, because the problem is it needs 4 gigs of RAM dedicated to the generation of one plot. It needs 390 something gigs to generate the 101, and then it needs to store it. The issue is that you need to generate it. The CPU has to tell the plot to do lots of move operations to the point where if you try to do it on a spinning disk, it's gonna like blow up your spinning disk. Well, no, it'll just be real slow in a spinning disk. But the read-write operations for a solid state are very finite. And according to my friend, you will kill a solid state drive in like a month. Like, wow. Like you see this M2 drive, brand new, right? 1 terabyte solid state. If I had a fast enough CPU, which I don't, this would blow up in 2 months. It'd just be useless. Just throw it in the trash. That's the issue. And a lot of manufacturers are already going in on it and saying, hey, we're not going to refund, you know, you're not going to give you a warranty if your shit blows up because you blew it up because you're doing this shit. And I get that, which is why I'm happy I'm on like a slightly slow computer to generate these things. But the little Lenovo that's attached to the back of the TV, I have that one generating and the one in the basement on my projector setup. Those are just doing they're not doing anything all day. They show wallpapers. So I might as well have them, you know, generate plots every 10 hours to generate a single plot. The one downstairs is good though. The one downstairs is connected with a wire to the network, which is right below it. This one's on Wi-Fi, and it's been trying to send a single 100 gig plot to the NAS for hours because it's going at 2 megs a second, and I don't know why it's going at 2 megs a second. So here's the thing. Also, I'm currently generating them on the internal solid state because those things have a little tiny M2 or something internally, and it's going to eventually blow them up. So to help with that situation, I have purchased these solid state drives and external enclosures for it. And I would recommend, if you're going to do any sort of generation, unless you're doing like, unless you have it on your motherboard and you just don't feel like swapping out in and out, this should be fucking fast, really fast. This is a 3400 megabyte a second and 1900 write. That's if you strapped it to a motherboard. I'm going to be strapping this into, take this out gently. So this is 1 terabyte, a very, very fast hard drive. And this is a giant heatsink based Sabrent. Please peel off this mask after application is complete. So you're supposed to install it in this and then peel this off, and the whole thing becomes a heatsink. Of course, you're going to be writing and reading to it real fast. And we're nice and lucky that it has that goes in there and slides down. We've got some screws. It shouldn't take, like, I don't have to read instructions for this. It's just a matter of not fucking up the screws. So basically, now that I'm just moving on over, I'm going to tell the next one that gets generated, generate on this hard drive. But you get to tell it where it starts and where it goes. It's like a torrent. It's like a torrent. That's not even a nice one. That's not bad. It's a little star head. So I'm doing this. I should probably peel that sticker off, shouldn't I? Would peeling that sticker off be a better application for the heatsink? It might be. Yeah. There we go. I'll put that on the outside of that so I know what's in it. Then we're going to peel this off. Take my hand out. Because I don't want to blow up the hard drives that are like running those little computers. It's mildly important. Perfect. Perfection has been achieved. And then we're going to stick these little screws in here. They make you really put it together, I guess. I would prefer if this was like a quick disconnect, but whatevs, dog. So I bought 2 sets. This cost me, the little inland platinums are only $100 a piece for 1 terabyte. That's pretty fucking good. You're hammering. I'm not sure no one's hammering my fence down. Probably can get away with putting 2 of these in here, not 4, if these are going to explode. But this should allow me to at least not explode my computer. The CPU is going to run just fine. It's not a fast one. In this one, it's like a 2-core Celeron or something. 4-core Celeron? And I'm just going to let it generate. Because here's how it works. Here's how you actually profit from this. You have to be chosen in a lottery. Your plots, which go into a big pile, are synced to the network. The network knows exactly how many plots there are. And when it calls for one, it calls for one. And right now, getting called for a single plot is like $1,000. DMS has a lot of stories and tales. I'm not sure if any of them are true, but he says his friend, who's been doing this since the very beginning, which is only like 2 months ago, has made $8,000. He said 8 of his plots called. I don't know how many he's got, but that's a pretty fucking good amount. That's a solid amount. I love that it comes with not just a USB-C to USB-C cable, but a USB-C to USB cable with a USB adapter to then go back to USB-C. So you have a long USB-C or a long regular cable or a short little adapter, which I'm going to use this if I can. So yeah, I bought 2 of everything. So I got 2 of these, 2 of those, and this is it. This is my job now. I already have 4 plots. This is it. It takes a while. 106 gigs is a lot. And the network issue where I'm at 0 bytes, go. Because this is Wi-Fi with the giant antenna. My friend's like, that isn't a normal Wi-Fi antenna. And I have the Wi-Fi receiver right there on the porch. So I'm just like, come on, man. So this has little rubber feet. And I should be able to plug this. Where is the... There. Take my breath away. And turn this upside down so that the vents are on top, because I feel like that's going to be beneficial for everything. Yeah. Buzz. Is there a LED on this or anything? I don't think there is. I think that's... Oh wait, yeah, there is blue. So I'm gonna stick that right there. I'll do this. I never got in on the Bitcoin, like even Pasta was into Bitcoin mining back in the day. Like, you ever want a reason to date a woman because she's into Bitcoin mining is a pretty good one. Let's see. So I should have, let me pick up my keyboard since it's not attached to that chair. Take my breaths away, do this PC. Do I have to do the thing where I go to disk management? Connect already. I think I have to format the drive. So I probably have to go to disk management, tell it to create a fucking thing on it, and then we should be good. Let's find out. Hey, you must initialize the disk before a logical disk manager can access it. Disk 1. 1000 megabytes is disk 0 partition 4. Where the fuck did my mouse go? There it is. Very tall screen. I'm assuming this is the correct one. Master boot record, a GUI partition table. I'm just going to go with GUI partition table. GPT is partition style is not recognized by all previous versions of Windows. Okay, so that's fine. So there it is. Disk 1 is now unallocated. We're going to new simple volume. I haven't done this in so long. Full size. Next. Assign the drive level D. We're going to fill plots into my D. Allocation unit size. I'm going to make... Actually, this is probably really important because how big you make the allocation unit size is how big the chunks are to move around. Since it's a 101 gig file, I'm assuming I'm going to need bigger chunks. Let me ask my friend. So I found an article on Chia on Reddit, r/Chia, and I think they were talking about spinning disks, and they're talking about the speed, and they're testing block sizes between 32 and 512, and they noticed a drastic decrease in CPU usage for bigger ones. So I went with 512. I don't want to go all the way up to 2 because it's a solid state drive. So the allocation chunks are gonna be instant. It's not like it has to read and move to different ones. So I went 512 because I figure it's like, all right, it can't really hurt unless it can really hurt, in which case I'll just reformat it. Currently formatting, but that's basically the gist of it. Once you have it on the get-go, then you go and you do things. Oh, there's actually another plot file in here now. It's 5 plot files. The one in the basement is kicking ass and taking names. This one is, I gotta get this one either wired, because this Wi-Fi sending is just not going to work for 106 gig files. It just is not going to work. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get a networking cable up through the floor. Probably right here. If I could find where this is, maybe I'll pop that cover off and then just stick a pole down. You know what? That's the smartest idea I've had all day. Anyway, yeah, so let's all get rich on cryptocurrency, but don't forget to throw your money into regular stocks, because when crypto crashes, fuck yeah, we'll make a new standard, and then we'll just have 1,900 of them, and then no one will have any standards. Ain't that some shit? So apparently, one of these came with both those cables, the short one and the long one. This one only came with the long one. And I ordered the same product, so I don't know. Package contains USB-C cable, USB-C type adapter. And this one's different. This one contains USB-C type A adapter. I think they're the same. Yeah. NVMe. Yeah, weird. I guess they came from two different stores, and one just didn't include. Unless I'm losing my mind and I dropped it. I don't think I lost my mind. Oh well. So if you don't get the short one, you don't get the short one.